Welcome. We will be talking about our future expansion. We believe that the best course of action would be to expand into Bolivia, and here's why. So to begin this, we're going to address geography with our local Bolivian who spent the last 3 years there studying the geography and the transportation routes throughout Bolivia. Then we'll be getting into the staple foods and the health diseases with Joseph, who is our head health expert here at EarthSmart. And we'll be going into the political stability, which I believe is an important topic here, considering we'll be going into a questionably political stable place. And then we will be exploring the economy with our head analyst, Tom. Then we'll be coming back to transportation with Madison again, and that will end us with a recommendation plan.
Alright, so based off the picture that you see on the board, on the far left you have the Andes Mountains, in the middle you have the semi-tropicals, and then on the far right you have the tropical lowlands. Each region offers many different crops that would be beneficial to our company. Some of those crops include rice, potatoes, coffee, soybeans, wheat, things like that. Bolivia is known for the two lakes that you see here. One of them, this one is it's the largest inland lake, and then the lake at the top is the highest navigatable body of water, and this will help our company because it will bring an optimal amount of water when we need it. Another characteristic that you have to take into consideration with geography is soil. Can you click on that? What he's about to pull up is a map of what the soil will look like in Bolivia, and it will pull up the two most important ingredients that are found in the soil. These two, and this one is found in the subtropical region, and it is known to have a very low exchange capacity, which is very important in soil composition. So next, Joseph is going to talk to you a little bit about stable foods along with health and diet.
Thanks, Madison. So the staple foods of Bolivia are soybeans, quinoa, corn, rice, and many other crops that are grown locally. Bolivia grows many different crops depending on the region. The western mountainous region is famous for growing hardy crops such as soybeans and potatoes, and they grow those because they are survivable in the cold winters and the soils that are present in the mountains, while the lower plains and the eastern Amazonian region is more suited for corn and other crops that require a lot of water. The western region, in addition, also has a lot of spices and herbs that are grown, such as cayenne, turmeric, and others that are used a lot in local foods. These staple foods go into a lot of the popular foods of Bolivia. Some of the most popular foods are stuffed potatoes, fried plantains and fried potatoes, and also rice are popular side dishes. And the main dishes are usually a meat, such as chicken, stewed beef, or a pork dish. So some of the health and diet challenges that Bolivia faces is obesity. It has a 20% obesity rate, which is actually somewhat low for South America. It's the third lowest. However, it is still a challenge as a lot of the inner city population struggles with having unhealthy food choices. So bringing in a health foods bar would be a great addition to the Bolivian diet. Also, Bolivians have a problem with anemia, which is the scientific term for not enough iron. So our food bar plans to use ingredients that are high in iron to make sure that this would be good for Bolivians. So some of the foods that we might include are chickpeas, mung beans, and other foods that are high in diet in our food bar. Bolivia has done a lot of steps to reduce poverty and also partner with international food programs to reduce hunger in both rural areas and urban areas. The extreme poverty rate has been halved from 2005 to 2015 from 32% to 16%. So Bolivia has taken several strides to reduce hunger and also a health food bar with help with nutrition of the Bolivians.
So we discussed a little bit about the political stability in the government. We believe that it is fairly politically stable, especially for a South American country. Their system is actually very similar to the United States. They have a democratic republic, but a presidential representative democratic republic. So it's a heavier emphasis on the president, who would serve 5-year terms and 2 terms at max. And another part of that would be the crime system. The crimes are very small scale. They include like purse snatching, jewelry theft, a lot of cars get hijacked, but these are all very small scales, targeted more towards tourism, as we can see. Not so much that would affect companies such as us. And it's considered moderate for the area too, so it's not a threat really to our company. Next we'll have Tom explain the economic situation in Bolivia.
Yes, so in the beginning, my team were looking for a country with strong and growing economy with low wages and low tax rate, and we found Bolivia, and this is Bolivia's economy. Bolivia has the highest growth rate in South America since 2007, and their growth rate is 4.2%. As you can see, the graph shows the last 5 years of their GDP growing steady from 2013. And their unemployment rate is only 3.1%, so that's pretty low. And that's one of the reasons that we chose Bolivia. I think that indicates a strong economy for Bolivia. And the wages, the minimum wage for Bolivians is 2,060 Bolivian dollar per month in 2018, which is equal to $288 US, and their average household income is 4,319 Bolivian dollar per month, equal to $604 US. So this is incredibly low for wages, and this will go in favor of our business. And their export and import in 2017, their total imports and services were $11.9 billion, and their total export and services were $9.3 billion. Their 3 largest trading countries are Brazil, China, and the United States, which is a good thing for us because the United States is already one of their trading partners, so it might be easier for us to work with them. And then the most important thing is tax rate. So their tax rate is pretty low. Their corporate tax is only 25%, and personal and sales tax is 13%. And I think this is good for our business, so I think we should take advantage of this opportunity. And I will turn it over to Madison to talk about transportation.
So Bolivia has 697 miles of roads. They have 1,553 miles that are paid and 29,144 miles that are unpaid. Another form of transportation that they have is airports. And out of all the airports that they have in Bolivia, only 12 of them have paved runways. And the big thing to consider with airports is that they are known to have the highest commercial airport, called El Alto. And this is located right outside of the capital, La Paz, which is where our company would be based. But starting out, our company would be using the railway system. It's called the National Railway Company, and it is in 2 distinct parts separated by the Andes Mountains in Bolivia. The reason we would be using this is because it would allow us to better locally partner with our farms as opposed to having to worry about import other crops from different countries. And by doing this, it would allow our products to stay fresher longer, so we wouldn't have to worry about them going bad. So we would get them from the farm, we would bring them to the plant and produce our healthy bars. So by doing this, by using the railway system and partnering with our local farms, it would cut down on transportation costs and it would allow us to benefit our company.
So here's our plan for you. We plan to move within 1 year, have operations beginning. That would include purchasing a plant, finding community partners, training, and hiring. By the second year, we plan for there to be profits. This is based on the startup cost of $250,000 US and based on our expected profits from the bar throughout the years. Our targets would be mainly young adults because we have decided a location right outside of La Paz, which is their capital city in Bolivia. This would be because a lot of the younger population in Bolivia is moving towards the big cities, moving away from this rural setting. And by placing us outside the city, we both take advantage of the lower costs and also future expansion of the city, which is, from what we can tell, inevitable. Our employment specifically, we are starting off by looking for 20 local Bolivian employees, and we're bringing 5 Canadian employees down to Bolivia. This is because we've had interest in the Canadian branch, especially from the Spanish-speaking ones, and because of the recent expansion and success of the Canadian branch. We think they would be an excellent choice to train these new employees. And we plan on targeting the young adults again because they're moving in from this, towards the city, away from rural, more cultural, traditional areas. But we also plan on having a more community focus here. We have programs that we're offering to train them in English, train them in business, and all sorts of things. Encourage education through packages that help them get into and do well in schools. This will be to encourage community growth in the area, not just company growth, because the area is growing at a very fast rate, and where it goes depends a lot on the outside influences. This includes the government, like we mentioned prior, and outside U.S. corporations, which are a huge part of in this country. So as that influence, we need to be careful of how we influence them. Thank you very much. We hope you consider Bolivia as a possible expansion location.